Okay, today we're gonna install this easy Tran generator slash line bypass switch. I got this on eBay. It came with this socket. You had to install that separately. That was pretty easy. There were 3 wires in the back, not these pigtail ones here, but these 3. Just a black to the gold-plated terminal, white to the other terminal, and then there was one that was green, a green screw, so green to that. So wiring that up, and then we have these wires coming through this pigtail here. Now, I'm not going to be installing this per the instructions, which say to put it at the breaker panel. Well, my breaker panel is finished in the wall, so I don't have access to the side, or back of the panel there. So I'm going to be following this wiring diagram here. And I'm going to be installing it in the utility room next to the furnace. Okay, we are here at the furnace. What I have is coming from the breaker panel in the other room. The feed comes up to the switch here, and then it goes down. It comes out the wall over here. It terminates in here, and this is where they just ran a little extension line that comes into the electrical here inside the furnace. So my plans are to take this out. This will just run into the back of the bypass switch, transfer switch, and then I'll use the pigtail that's on the transfer switch to run into the furnace. And now on my wiring diagram, to follow that, what we're going to need to do on the switch here is the only wires that I want coming out of the pigtail and into the furnace will be the black, white, and green. Red is going to terminate to the hot coming in from the wall. So I'm going to end up pulling this all the way out, because that termination is going to happen inside of here. Okay, so what I'm going to need to do is this red will be terminating to the black wire coming from the wall, and then I need to splice into this wire here, so I'll be cutting it and terminating. I'm going to cut this white and splice into it, and I'm going to cut the green, not here, but rather this one here. I'm going to cut the green and splice into that as well, so I can make, and I'll leave the black intact. So the black will be coming across, and the white here, I'll be making, that splice already exists, I'll be making this splice right here. And then with the green, I'll be making that termination right there. And that'll happen from the wire coming from my house out the wall. And it'll, I'll just splice it in here. This chassis for the switch, it's grounded right there, so it's safe to make splices inside the box. Okay, just a quick overview. I've got the furnace here. So the power coming from the main breaker panel goes to the switch. Switch is off. That wire comes down the wall and out right here. And I'm going to mount the box, basically run the wire through the back of the box and mount it to the wall back there. And then the pigtail, factory pigtail from the switch, will replace all of this junk going into the furnace there. So we'll do a little shot after I get it all wired up. Alright, I got the switch installed, the factory whip back there. Shoot, I can't get you a really good view, but it comes in right here. Here's the three wires coming, oops, sorry, the three wires coming out of the whip right there. And then my furnace wires are all these guys here. So all that's left is to terminate those together, put this cover back on, and give it a try. Should be good to go. Location's not my favorite, but it's kind of limited to where that wire was coming out of the wall. But I got plenty of room to plug in extension cord there and get access to the switch and everything. Okay, all set. Air conditioner's running now. That light's not on. I have to read the instructions about when that light comes on. I think it said something about the light coming on when the power's out, but I don't know how that works. But I haven't tested out the generator function of it yet. But at least my line function is working. And pretty simple. If you feel uncomfortable doing any kind of electrical work, then don't do it. But I was comfortable enough doing this, so we're all set. Thank you.